All right, everyone. The objective of this talk is to get you to be a stable rep doing $2,000 a week. And all we're going to really talk about is scheduling and phone time, because that's really all it boils down to. And to kind of give a preamble to this talk, the reason why I decided to make this video is because a lot of new reps. Now, your fast start, your first 10 days, go nutso. Right? The goal is in your fast start to just work your butt off, get as high as you possibly can, get as much skill as you possibly can, and learn the position through trial by fire. And you call in a PDI a lot, you learn a lot of stuff, you get to a high percentage, and it's really about enthusiasm and just energy your first 10 days. But once those 10 days are over, you want to get yourself into a schedule, because you can't just keep up that high energy, forever. And you want to have a stability in your schedule. So we're going to talk about two things. So about phone time. We're going to talk about also how to manage your schedule properly. And the objective of this talk was how to get to $2,000 a week. And the reason why I talk about 2,000 is because even if you're at 15% right here, if you just hit your first promotion, and if you're higher, great. But if you hit your first promotion, you're talking about 15% of 2,000. You're talking about a $300 paycheck. Most people, most reps that I know, could live making $300 a week every week. Now, obviously, you'll hit your second promotion after your first week of doing 2,000, and then that paycheck goes up to 300, 400, 500, and when you get to an FSM, you're talking about $1,000 a week. So. And where I got this, the idea for this is, for example, just this past 2 weeks ago, we had a representative. His name is RJ, probably out in Nassau County, and he did $9,000 for the week. Now, as an FSM, it made $4,500. All right, that's not bad for a 20-year-old kid. All right, but he had 8 orders. Now he had 8 orders for like $9,000 in sales. So average order over $1,000. Probably had some ultimate set sales in there. I don't know. Great, but then, and most people will look at that and go, well, that's awesome, and blah 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 blah. However, what was more exciting is the next week, and most people only recognize the successes, is RJ sold $2,000, $2,200. But the thing that stayed consistent is he had another 8 orders. Okay, and so what is that telling you? Now, what a loser! He only made $1,000 the following week. He did the same amount of work. See, our job and our effort is not where you place where you should place your effort in our job is not the sales, and the sales are great, and you can celebrate the sales, and you want to celebrate the sales, but where you really want to take pride is in the work ethic. And you'll notice that the top representatives in our company, they just have schedules, they have work ethic, they're on the phone, they do the things they're supposed to do. It's not a sporadic job. It's not let me see should I do my phone time, should I not? Should I do this today or should I not? Should I go to this demo today? Do I want to make these phone calls? They have a schedule, and they follow it, and they do it. And so that's what we want to get you to do right away. So a couple things you're going to need. We're going to talk about phone time. We're going to talk about schedule. So the first thing, let's talk about the breakdown. So you talk about making $300 a week, $2,000. Now, I don't know your average order. I don't know your sales. This is not about how to create your average order high or any of those things. Watch some other videos. Go on Vector Connect. Check that stuff out. But we're going to assume an average rep, which means a $200 average order and a 65% closing ratio, which means 6 to 7 out of 10 people should be buying something from you. Now, if you assume those numbers, you're $2,000. You're talking about divide that by an average order of 200, and you now have to make 10 sales. Now you take that by 65% closing ratio, and that means you have to do 15 appointments a week. That's all. 15 appointments a week. You're talking a 7-day week, doing 2 to 3 appointments a day. In a 5-day work week, doing 3 appointments a day. So I'm sure nobody went to their job interview saying, I'm looking for a job where I can do less than 3 appointments, okay, or maybe 4 hours, 5 hours a day. So less than that. So point is that that's got to be your schedule. So the first thing you do is you take a schedule. And now you got to say, well, how much phone time do I need to do? Now, the general rule of thumb, you might be better, you might be worse, but the general rule of thumb is 15. You should have 10 phone calls for every 1 appointment. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. That's the average. So if you're saying I want to make 150 phone calls in 15 appointments, I need to make 150 phone calls. Now, to some reps, that's daunting. Like, how the heck am I going to call? I don't even have that many people, all that kind of stuff. First off, you do have that many people. Go back into your original names list if you feel like you don't have enough people. Secondly, you're going to get recommendations as you do more appointments. It's not like you do the recommendations you have continue to grow. If you do an appointment and you get at least 2 recommendations, and you can turn one of those 2 into another appointment, well, you just continued your job. If you can get 4 recommendations and you can turn it into 2 more appointments, well, you just double the amount of work you had to do. And so it's really that process. The third thing is you're not going to call 150 new people. You're going to be calling now. If you've been around for a while, then you do have 150 people, and you have plenty of people to call. You might call 150 new people, but you might have to call the same person 2 or 3 or 4 times. Remember, not everybody's sitting around going, hey, honey, you want to go out tonight? Cutco people might call. I don't want to leave, just in case. So understand, a very big frustration of new representatives is no one's home, like these people aren't home. Also and the reason why you're going to keep track of them or use the phone trackers and things is because you don't want to call the same people over and over and over again at the same time. Oh, they weren't home Monday at 7, Tuesday at 7, Wednesday at 7. I call them all the time, they're not home. Well, yeah, maybe they're not home at 7. Okay, so you have to keep track of that, and that's an